If he threatens to break up with you, then he is not meant for you. If you are watching this, then it is likely that you are going through a tough time. Whether it's the end of a relationship or just a hard week at work, no one deserves to be handled poorly by someone they love. So what do you do when your partner threatens to break up with you if they don't get their way? The best thing to do in this situation is to listen carefully to what your partner is saying and try to understand their motivation. However, if your partner does break up with you, it isn't your fault. If your partner threatens to break up with you, then they are not yours and you deserve to be treated with respect. If you are feeling lost or alone, please reach out for help. There are people who care about you and want to help. There is no way to predict what will happen in a relationship, but if your partner is threatening to break up with you, then it is likely that they are not the right person for you. Talk to them about what's going on and see if you can work things out. If they don't want to work things out, then it's best to move on. It's never easy, but it's the best thing for both of you in the long run. If you are in a difficult and an abusive relationship, please reach out for help. There are people who can help you through this tough time. I know that breakups can be tough, especially when they're unexpected, but if he threatens to break up with you, then there's something wrong and you need to get out now. It's important to remember that if he threatens to break up with you, it is not a joke and it is not something that he will change his mind about later. If he does actually break up with you, then there is a good chance that this was not a healthy relationship from the start. You deserve better, and so do your unborn children. If you need someone to talk to, please reach out for help. There are people who care about you and want to help. If he threatens to break up with you, then he is not yours. Chances are, if your man says this to you, then he is not really into you. Men threatened to break up with women for a wide range of reasons, but the most common one is that they are not attracted to her. If your man is breaking up with you because he is not attracted to you, then it means the relationship was a mistake from the very beginning. If your partner says that he will break up with you if you do not do something, then they are not really interested in you. This could mean that they are selfish and do not care about your feelings. If your partner is threatening to break up with you in order to get what they want, then it is not worth it. You deserve better. It is important to get out as fast as possible, as this could mean that the relationship is not worth staying in. If your partner does actually break up with you, like I said earlier, it's not your fault. If he threatens to break up with you often, then there is a problem. If he is not able to commit to your relationship and is constantly making threats, then it may be time to end things. Threatening to break up with someone is not a sign of strength, it is a sign of insecurity. If he cannot handle being in a relationship, then it may not be the right one for him. If he is not able to commit to your relationship and does threaten to break up with you often, then there is a problem. If he is unable to take constructive criticism or does not listen to your concerns, then it may be time to end things. A threat to break up with someone shows that he is not capable of handling negative situations and that he is not serious about the relationship. If he breaks up with you frequently, then it is time to move on. It is time to start packing your bags and get out. It sounds pretty harsh, but if he is not truly invested in your relationship, then he does not deserve your time and effort. If he consistently breaks your heart, then it might be time to end things before they get worse. If he breaks up with you frequently, and he does not seem to be taking the breakup seriously, it might be time to move on. Seriously, there is no need for him to threaten to break up with you every time things get tough. If he does this more than once, it means that he is not invested in your relationship, and it is time to move on. If he breaks up with you frequently, then there are a few things that you can do to move on and be better off without him. First and foremost, keep your head up and stay positive. It can be hard during these times, but it is important to remember that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want the best for you. Another thing that you can do is focus on your own happiness. If you are happy, then he cannot bring you down. He may try, but if you stay strong, then positive things will happen. Also, don't let him control your life or your thoughts. If he wants to break up with you, then let him do it in a civilized way. Don't give him the power to control your thoughts or emotions. By doing this, you will show him that he does not have control over you and that you are not afraid of moving on. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and your feelings. You are worth it. You deserve better. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and your feelings. You are worth it. If he threatens to break up with you, then he is not yours. You deserve better than that, and so does he. Let him know that you are not going to be pushed around, and that you are going to stand up for yourself. If he doesn't respect your feelings, then he isn't worth your time or effort. Threats of breaking up are a big warning sign that your relationship is not going well. If he is constantly making these threats, it means that he is not committed to the relationship. It's time to take a step back and reassess what is going on. If he is not willing to commit to you, it's time to move on. Breaking up is a difficult process and takes a lot of courage. If he is not ready to commit to you, then it's best to end things before they get too messy. How can you prepare for a breakup from your partner? If you are dreading the thought of a breakup, it may be because you have not prepared yourself for it. Here are 5 steps to help prepare for a breakup. Accept that it may happen. Denial will only make it harder when the time comes. 2. Deal with your feelings head on. Don't try to bottle them up or ignore them. This will only make them worse when they finally come out. 3. Talk to someone about your concerns and feelings. Sharing your thoughts and feelings will help you process them and potentially make the breakup less painful. 4. Prepare yourself for the aftermath of the breakup. This includes figuring out what to do to move on and getting healthy again after being in a relationship for a while. 5. Remember that it is okay to grieve and be sad after a breakup, but don't let the breakups define who you are or how you live your life going forward. This will really help you. If he threatens to break up with you, then it is not a good sign. This is usually a sign that he does not really care for you and would rather end the relationship than continue it in an unhappy state. If he is willing to speak this way, then it is likely that he does not have much respect for you or your feelings. He may also be using the threat of breaking up as a way to control you. If you are in a relationship with someone who is threatening to break up with you, then it is important to take the warning seriously. If he has made it clear that he no longer wants to be in a relationship with you, then there is no point in continuing the situation. It's best to come to terms with the fact that the relationship is over and move on. If he is threatening to break up with you, there are several things that you can do to protect yourself. First, make sure that you are communicating openly and honestly with him. If he is not willing to listen to your concerns and arguments, then he probably does not care about your well-being. Secondly, make sure that you do not let him bully or intimidate you into staying in the relationship. If he is not going to be reasonable and rational, then it is best to distance yourself from him. Remember, if he is not capable of treating you respectfully, then he probably cannot be trusted either. Finally, remember that if he threatens to break up with you, then he probably means it. Do not waste your time trying to change his mind. It's likely impossible. Instead, focus on rebuilding your life by moving on from the relationship.